Hello everyone, this is Terrence of the TSKJesusFreak.com. Um, have I updated the website anytime soon? No, probably won't. But anyways, I'll post stuff on my YouTube channel, but I'm not gonna really put I'm gonna put effort. I might put some effort over the next couple of days to do some blog posts because I haven't done it. I haven't really done much of anything on my website, but um. But yeah, so what was my okay. I just got a message from somebody. But anyways, um um yeah, so my the reason why I am the reason why I'm here today, not physically here, but like the reason why I um became a voluntarist is because the reason why I've like okay, I question. So if I'm gonna claim to be X, okay, whatever X is, if that's what I'm claiming to be X, okay, if this is my real world example. If I'm pro-life, okay, so pro-life means that you're anti-abortion, okay? A lot of people who self-describe themselves as pro-life are just anti-abortion. That's all they care about. And so, or that's like their one main issue that they have is just to be anti-abortion. Uh, there was a message that came up. um, anyways, so um, so the main issue is if I'm pro-life, that means I have to be anti-abortion. Okay, there's no question about that. But that means I also have to be like being pro-life is just much more than um is much more than just being anti-abortion. You can be anti-abortion all you want and still be not pro-life. Like in that specific instance, yeah, you're pro-life, but you might be thinking you might be anti-abortion for other means. So like what do I mean about that? You can be anti-abortion because you want more human resources, okay? So like you can take as a macro viewpoint of humans overall on a macro scale. The more humans we have, the better our economy is, the better society is as an overall macro level. Now, that being said, that can be an anti-abortion um, thing, an anti-abortion position. So, like, if I'm going to be pro-life, I cannot accept abortion. And I apply that same logic, that same logical reasoning, that same reasoning to war. And then that put me in a position where I'm anti-war and anti-abortion, which back in 2008 was the main reason why I went libertarian. Okay, because I could not accept being anti-war, and I could not accept being pro-war or pro-abortion, or at least like pro-life in terms of different amount of things. So so being pro-life means that means I cannot accept abortion and I cannot accept war. The only justification for war is if someone attacks someone else. So like um so if so like for the Iraq war, not the Iraq war, the Afghan war that the United States government declared war on um in terms of getting Al Qaeda, that in theory can be a justification for war because you're going after those people who the attacked the country. Okay, so that was kind of my reasoning of like that was the only really justification. And once they're done or once they get punished enough, then you just pull back. Like you attack the enemy and you target Al Qaeda, you obliterate them, and then you pull back. Okay. Um, but we're not doing that now. Like we're still over. The United States military is still over there. I'm not saying we as a collective, but I'm saying that the United States military, the United States government, the United States politicians in DC still want the people over there, like as a collective unit of the United States politicians, at least, as a collective body of and all the individuals are going to say they all have different opinions on it, but in terms of that was my down path. That was my kind of my reasoning why I went libertarian, and then like even within the Libertarian Party, I couldn't necessarily swallow different aspects of the Libertarian. If the Libertarian Party actually held to their doctrinal statements, yes, I'm gonna call them doctrinal statements because that was kind of my viewpoint at that time, and it still am. If you're gonna have a this is the list of stuff that we believe in, and yet you don't do that, then I'm not gonna support that. Like I might, or I'm not gonna respect that necessarily. I'm not gonna respect a person or an institution that says this is the list of stuff that we believe in, but yet your actions are clearly not, and you advocate for policies that are clearly not that. And so that's why, like, apparently when I voted for Bob Barr, I was still a relatively young libertarian and I didn't really know better. So I was enthusiastic about it. But when looking back in past couple of years, man, Barr was a was a like Bob Barr was just a person who just was a Republican basically. And so is Gary Johnson, and so Bill Well. Bill Well is the most extreme version of the three. So it was it's like so like the Libertarian Party voted in people who were not libertarians. And that was my biggest frustration with the Libertarian Party. Now, if the Libertarian Party hold true to their their doctrines, like I'm gonna call it doctrines because it is what it is. But if they hold true to their word and their statements of beliefs and whatnot, and they actually acted out that, then yes, I would actually, in theory, still be theoretically a libertarian. I might have, I might have consumed enough Larkin Rose to be like, oh, never mind. But that was why I was, in 2016, I was so disenfranchised with the whole political system. Like I knew the political system was corrupt to the core back in 2012 through 2016. Like I knew like all those 4 years, I knew it was corrupt, but it's like I was like weighing in my mind for those 4 years of like, yeah, ideally speaking, but then ideally speaking, and then I just become so disenfranchised with the whole political system that I just gave up and just be like, you know what, I'm done with this. And I became a voluntarist. And then I did pull back a little bit. I did pull back against voluntarism because it was kind of approaching to my core belief of being a Christ-centered follower of like a Christian. So that's why I kind of had to pull back over this past summer or last summer. Now, in terms of voluntarism, it is just my favorite color. Okay. But this whole video about um the like if you're gonna claim something, okay, so if you're gonna claim to be a communist, or if you're gonna claim to be whatever you want, like whatever you want to be, like whatever you're aspiring to be, and you're claiming this, but your actions are clearly not, and you're actually advocating for some other stuff besides that, which is why I kind of dumped voluntarism and I bring it back up to a level of it's just my favorite color. Okay. yes, I'm advocating for a favorite color, but that's like I went from being a quote Christian voluntarist um to a from a libertarian voluntarist, not libertarian voluntarist, a Christian to a Christian libertarian to Christian voluntarist, and then Christian only, Christ alone only, and then I brought back voluntarism, but it only stops at the color. Um, so that being said, like I don't understand like why people say that they're, oh yeah, I'm pro-life, but they only stop at the abortion issue. If they continue down the path of, if I'm really truly pro-life, there are other issues that I would have to, like, if I'm pro-life, that means I cannot accept war, I cannot accept abortion, um, and so that whole aspect of that whole dynamics of like, if you're gonna claim one thing, and I'm still very, very much a pro-lifer for life, but I basically made that as a like in terms of politics, to the point where I'm so pro-life that I just dump politics altogether, because why would I want to participate in a system or advocate in a system? Like we're all forced to be participating in government in a certain degree or another. Uh, no, I just heard something. Anyways, so that's kind of my reasoning on why I like ended up becoming a voluntarist and then dumping that and then bringing it back up to the level of being my favorite color. So if you're gonna be like, if you that this is kind of the crux of why, um like I always had like why would I want to do this, or why, like I'm always questioning, like I'm very, very scenario based person. So like if I'm in this situation, or if I take this particular thought and go down the line of thinking, yeah, sure, it might take me a couple of years, or in the case of becoming a quote voluntarist, it took me like what, 8 years or so, to just 8, 9 years to just become a voluntarist, from a libertarian to a voluntarist. But anyways, that's kind of what I want to talk about in this particular video. And so I don't know how I'm gonna title this. You'll see the title. So so thank you so much. And this will be my very first video of 2019.